What is up, guys? Wraith here, Cray Bearded Gaming Society. We are back on our little monkey friend Riordan, and we're jealous of some of the gear we see on these toons that are half our levels. Now we're gonna make our way, as per recommendations from the channel, to Lower Guck. Unfortunately, washed out. We are going to go and give the Overthere a shot. Now we've been over there in the lower section. I guess like if you're walking out of the fort, it's like to the left side. I think to the right side is where we'll probably need to be on this guy to have a little bit more impact. But we're going to try to sneak through on this side and see what happens. Maybe it's a bad idea. Maybe it's not. Maybe it'll be awesome. We'll find out when we get there. Okie dokie, we are finally seeing land again for the first time in forever. This should be like the face of the cliffs, I believe. But then we're going to have to figure out, we might be high probability. We're not going to be very well liked in this outpost. So we're probably going to have to bail out and go out and around. But I'm waiting first to see if we can get anywhere near the... Just need to be able to target something. Alright, so there's finally a dock. Alright, let's see. Let's try to be sneaky here. Alright, let's just do it this way. Let's just do it this way. Yep, he wants to kill us. So we are going to go around. I will save everybody doing this portion, and we will arrive safely on the other side and go from there. Alright, gang, so we have finally made it around that stinking wall. At least the advantage is if we were ready to bounce out, then we can just grab a board back out of here. But we do know that we can safely get here with the shortcut through the evil side. Now, everything over here does, in fact, hate us. So, we'll have to steer very clear of the fort at all times. Now, the other big question, of course, this is a gigantic zone. So we're going to have to find out some good spots to hunt in. So I know when... give you plenty of space too. One of the things, of course, that we do remember as we were here with Stink, so like on the beach side and all the way down, to the wall, that stuff's a little bit lower level. He was doing some of that stuff in the early 20s, so that stuff's going to be no challenge for us. But then as we start to move over this direction, we start to find some blues pretty quick. But we also have to be careful because there are several guys right there. And we're being currently invaded. So let me jump off this for a minute and check in with the family. Alrighty. So we are back right where we camped out. So we know we don't want to mess around with the guards. We don't want to mess around with the golems, because that will just not do well for us at all. So maybe we cruise up into this corner over here. Now there seems to be, a bunch of good stuff on this. Oh, what is that? There's a roaming guard out here. Alright. So we're going to have to be real careful. We might need to, because part of us thinking first, oh, we'll stash out in that corner. Wow, some of that stuff's bigger than we are. Alright. So let's start with this. Let's see what we can get away with here. You're doing alright. We're doing alright. Now granted, this guy is blue. We got blue cons, we have even cons, we had some yellow cons that we found. We will have to pay attention to what we're fighting out here. And I see a pack of guards up there. So we are definitely going to have to keep tabs on where these guards are going. That's the last thing we need, is get mugged by a set of dragoons. No idea what that is, so we're not going to grab it. We're going to get up out of here, out of the way. And hopefully this area over here will be safe from guards and cliffwalkers and everything else. We never really spent a ton of time in this zone. I said when we did Kunark the first time around, like I said we were mostly good guys. Alright, we're going to get brave because he's right here. We're going to throw a ninja star at him. We're going to hit him right in the butt. Let's see how we do. Alright, that one hurt. Alrighty then. So he hit 92 and in the 80s, and if double attacks, that hurts a lot. So we're probably going to have to keep tabs on those guys at least to start with. But they come in all different sizes. So the tiger is yellow. The tigress over there is blue. So we've got, we found one of those chicken things here a little while ago. Well, this looks like a safe-ish spot. But obviously we're going to have to be very aware of roamers and walkers and all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to remember, I thought there was a ramp around this side. So I'll tell you what, let's be good players. And we will go check out El Mapo. Because I think, right, if we come out on the side that we're at, I think that a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but I think that the ramp to Skyfire I thought was a pretty good spot to hang out. And it should be in a this early direction. I know some other people go in that area, so maybe we get lucky and get some buffs and some things like that. So let's let's head into this little direction, see what we find out. Alright gang, we have arrived. It was actually closer than we thought it was going to be. But we set up here. We now we've got an even con. So we're going to try. We're going to throw a ninja star at a chicken. There was actually another guy here when we got here, but he took off. We're going to see how we fare against these guys. I mean, it's like the other one. They've got some decent hits on them. It's can we stay ahead? Now we said we did stop and wait till we got all of our skills back, and ooh. I mean, we can handle like some of those hits. When he hauls off and does the 80s and then hits an immediate double attack, that hurts really bad. Alright, so that's be another feign death. I mean, we've already hit our mend, and he was still pulling ahead. Alrighty then. So let's give this a minute to, to heal back up, and we'll try our luck with something else. Okie dokie. So this time, we have found us a nice blue target. We have impacted with Ninja Star. We are retreating to our ramp. Let's see what happens this time. So far, the evens and yellows have put a thumping on us. Just an absolute thumping. So we'll see how we do with this guy. Now, that's one of the things, of course, I mean, it's, you know, in a lot of games, EverQuest is no exception. It's probably, you know, this is the original that set it off. If a mob is bigger than you, you know, they're going to hit you a lot more. You're going to hit them a lot less. That's just kind of how it works. So, I mean, already we're pulling ahead without even using the mend. So I think that'll be our trick, right, in this area is going to be finding things that that are blue conning. I mean, as we get bigger in the area, obviously some of the other stuff will slow down, or, you know, con down, and we'll have a better chance of getting some good battles on with some of those guys. But the experience should also be pretty good in this area. I mean, it's definitely a target-rich environment. Let's go ahead and pop our mend. Obviously, we do have to keep an eye out for all the stuff that is just aggro, because there's plenty of that running around. These guys, actually not one of them, but we will. Wow, that's a fast shrubbery. All right. So this guy counts blue. See if we can chop down this tree here. I think we're doing all right. Like I said, I think that'll be the big thing. I mean, it'll be a target-rich environment, but we're going to have to go for the blues. We're going to have to, you know, make sure we pass on some of the other stuff. Unless maybe somebody comes along and gives us some buffs or something that says we can either, you know, hold our own better, something like a resolution or druid buffs, or maybe we get lucky and get a damage shield or something. But, I mean, even in this case, I mean, we popped our mend early just to start the fight, but we've already pulled back ahead. So, I mean, we're not too concerned about this. And again, we have a good place to retreat to. I mean, aside from, obviously, Feigned Death, which has been very, very consistent for us now. We are right near zone line, which is nice. And we have a really safe spot to, oh, look at this, all kinds of things. No idea what half this stuff is for. We're not going to loot that. But we have a nice, safe place to retreat to, which is right up the ramp. I mean, obviously, we keep an eye out for anybody training the ramp. But if we have to step away or do anything, we just Feigned Death right here. So, there's, look at that. We have a Sarnak, something or other. Yeah, look, that guy's blue as well. So again, target-rich environment. We just need to be careful what targets we are trying to tap. So let's heal back up a little bit here. Take time, let the men pop back, get our skills back, and see what else we can find in the area. All right, so we're mostly rested up. We didn't get all the way there. And then we had a volunteer. He's going to come right up. Like I said, our men should be back up in a minute or so. But we had a nice dark blue volunteer. So we're just going to work away on this guy. Plus, we had pretty good luck using chicken last time. But like I said, we've been keeping an eye on the space. I mean, a decent amount of people passed through. I was not lucky enough to get any buffs. Apparently, people meet here for lots of ports and things like that. So there's several ports right on the other side, or in the Skyfire zone at least. And that's the closest thing to this thing, aside from riding a boat, which took forever. You know, because I'm so fond of riding boats. But I mean, the spot should be pretty good for us. Like I said, I mean, it's open field, target-rich environment. We just have to be very careful what we're pulling to make sure that we don't get too slapped around. But past that, I think this will be a good spot to do a little bit of grinding. Which we'll also have to keep an eye. Like, I have no idea what any of this material is for. Doesn't look far like while like kicking a tree in the back. There was such a thing. But yeah, like I said, you know, pretty good spot. I think we're going to sit here and do some grinding and see how things go. So the experience bar is moving. Of course, the other thing we'll have to take into account, of course, is some loot. How do we do on loot? So far, there's really been mostly just this one earring. So we'll see, because that stuff we already had. We'll see what happens as we go, and we'll check in here in a little while. All right, guys. Persistence, patience has paid off. We're not even going to... Get the stun. We're not even going to wait for our mend right now, because we had a very large shaman just roll up on us and just out of nowhere just started buffing us. We've got strength, we've got Altoona, we've got Ultra Vision, which is outstanding. Guarding for some armor class, kicking some chloroplast for the regen, and we have haste. It is time to tear some stuff up while we can and make the most of these ever sweet buffs that we just got. And of course, we find the first thing wants to thump us. Oh, come on now. We will pull ahead. Chloroplast will keep us rolling. But yeah, let's see what we can do with these buffs. So that guy almost rained on our parade. We didn't back all the way off. We didn't go all the way back to the ramp. Didn't see that guy cruise up behind us. No idea how he got back there. Maybe he spawns there. But of course, Mend was down. We got the buffs. But yeah, he got us before we even knew what happened. We had taken a whole load of damage. Plus we were sitting down, so we basically got a critical and everything. So yeah, that's going to put a quick pause to our being cool for a moment. As we're going to have to sit down over here now and do a complete and total refresh. And granted, with these buffs, hopefully the hit points come back nice and quickly. But either way, it will derail us a little bit. But I mean, we've charged ahead. We're about 40% through level, give or take. 38, 39, either way. But we are moving along. We'll see what else we can get done as we try to sit here and slowly regen about 800 hit points. So it's all fun and games until the buffs start to wear off. We have to be very careful. Because without it is difficult to pull things back. There's that. Uh-oh. These things aggro off each other? Okay. Apparently the plants don't care if you beat up other plants. But again, it is tricky here without Spirit of the Wolf. Trying to get things safely back to like the ramp and everything. But then there's some other strays like myself running here tonight, and there's a group off to one side, which is good. I mean, that does prove that like there are some people in the area. There might be some potential for grouping in the area. Oh man, my cactus is gonna get away. Pesky rhino. See if we can run down our cactus. But yeah, like I said, there's a group off to one side, and then there's like I said, another person like myself, kind of pulling strays and then coming back to the ramp. So I mean, the stuff right near the ramp is somewhat more occupied than it was, I should say, last night. But either way, I mean, I said it's not a bad spot. You know, buffs obviously do help. Mostly right now, of course, we only have the hit point buff and the strength buff, so we are hitting a little harder. We have actually, we have cracked things. A couple like that last time we actually hit something for, we kicked it for 100. Which that might be our first 100 point hit. No, there we go. Like, apparently we're hitting really hard tonight with a kick. But yeah, like I said, there's other people around doing their thing. You know, which is, again, it's a good and a bad thing. It shows that there are other people still playing. But then also, you know, it'll reduce some of the up close ability. We'll have to kind of pull some more. But again, it's not the end of the world. We're not going to get too much farming in tonight. Like I said, the big thing here was getting out here and checking the spot. Kind of learning our way around a little bit, so to speak. I think we'll get some more serious farming next time. So we're not quite halfway through level. I mean, we made a decent little bit of progress. But I think we're going to go ahead and call this one for the week. We spent quite a bit of time just getting out here and then, you know, trying to get settled in and everything. But I think it should be a good spot to get a little bit of farming in. We'll look forward to that next time. But as always, guys, if you have any ideas about some other places to hunt, and again, it doesn't necessarily have to be experience. It can be a spot for some neat loot or something like that. Hey, let me know. We'd love to hear from everybody down below. But until next time, guys, stay safe, stay distant. Stay in EverQuest. Hey, we'll catch you guys next week. Night, guys.